The following is a production of Fenix Media. The views expressed do not necessarily represent those of the company or its advertisers and may contain language that's unsuitable for younger listeners.
You know, out in Nevada near the silver mines, there's a kind-hearted woman. She's looking so fine, always taking care of her community. Bringing folks together is her cup of tea. She's out on the road and all over the web with a big smiling heart. It's About Town Deb.
And welcome to this week's episode of City Talk. And I am About Town Deb, Debbie McCarthy, your host. So today, as you can tell, you're going to hear a little hair drying action going on. I am live in Reno, Nevada, in Midtown at Caliber Hair and Makeup Studio. And I don't know if you're aware of it, but 2 days this month are April 25th and April 30th are National Hairstylist Appreciation Day. And if any of you know, Trace Benzley with Caliber is the reason why I am blonde. I am normally not blonde. I was brunette. Then I was gray. Yes, gray. There's gray under the blonde. But I'm so grateful to have Trace on my team for the last 10 years or more. So Trace is working his magic with Hannah over there, and she's another Reno rock star. So he's working on her hair. So I thought I would just do my thank yous, tell you what's been going on. And in segment 2, Trace is going to join us. Oh, did you hear that? The dryer's gone. Hannah must be all dried out, looking gorgeous as usual. So before we start, phenixmedia.us, Christian, behind the scenes, thank you for all you do. Thank you for rocking the show. And thank you for stepping it up each and every week, giving me new tips and showing me how to get better. Oh, guess what we got? We got a team. Well, I have Verizon, but shout out T-Mobile. Christian said I needed a 5G. So I'm really grateful. Hope I didn't mess that up by moving that. Anyway, so I'm really excited to be upping our game and getting new stuff. So besides Christian with phenixmedia.us, I want to thank Kim Surratt with Surratt Law Practice. Kim, Rockstar Kim, you have been with me since the very beginning. We have Kirk Allure with Gratis Gives Processing. And you know what? It's so cool that you can swipe your credit card and be able to give to a local charity of your choice. So I'm really, really, really excited about that. And then if you notice a little music that came on, ddjames.com. So thank you, DD James, for that. As usual, today, I don't know. I usually have somebody dress me, but I did it by myself. So please excuse it. Thank you, everybody who supports About Town Deb. So I usually tell you a little bit about what's been happening. We had a really busy week last week. So Dillard's at the summit in Reno, Nevada, I got to say, swimsuit week. Not that I want to put on a swimsuit, but I will get back in shape, get back on my isogenics, and I will get in shape. But I was so lucky to partner with Dillard's. They put an amazing basket together. I got to go down and sunglasses, a hat, a beach towel, tanning stuff, and the sunglasses are to die for. I wish I could have kept those, but they were Deb's picks to give away. We had bubbles from Crystal Basin. We had Dorinda's chocolate. Everybody partnered. We had my About Town Deb wine, which is a red blend. So I was so excited to be able to partner with them. The next partnership that was amazing was Rail City. It's the new Rail City in Sparks, Nevada. And Dorinda, I got to tell you, thank you, because they did these little chocolates, which we branded with Rail City and bye guys. And we branded with About Town Deb and Rail City. So Dorinda, thank you. So if you too need to do that, man, please reach out to Dorinda. So that was cool. And we had a wine dinner that it was amazing. And it was About Town Deb's wine, which is produced by Crystal Basin. Debbie at Crystal Basin and her husband Dave joined us, as well as Melissa, my amazing gal. And it was so nice to meet our local people and hang out. And they're going to be carrying our wine. And then Cherie, oh my gosh, with Reno Food Week, I got to go to the Shore, which is at the Renaissance, have this amazing salad. And I did not know that you could freeze dry olive oil. What the heck? So when I first sampled, I'm like, what is all this little white? It looked like snowflakes or something. I don't know. I'm not a freeze-dried olive oil fan, but all the other seasonings they used on this amazing salad with a the cheese and the tomatoes. Oh my gosh. So Cherie, thank you for rocking Reno Food Week. So go to Hungry in Reno and check them out. So I'm telling you guys, it has been a busy week. And our community is opening back up. And I would love you. Tell us where you're watching from. Tell us your town. Tell us what you're doing. Put in the comments, tag yourself. We want to know who you are. And we want to know. And because it's the national, we're celebrating our hairstylist, give a shout out to your hairstylist. I love Trace. And pretty soon when this segment ends, he's going to be sitting right here. And I have a little surprise for Trace when he comes back. But I just have to tell you, I'm so honored to be a part of this community. And Trace, come on over. The segment's not over, but Trace is going to walk over here. Let me put my mask on now because I was by myself, but now I got to put my mask on. So Trace.
Oh, hi.
There he is. Trace
Hello,
Benzley,
everyone.
Caliber, Midtown. So did you know that it is like celebrate your National Hairstylist Appreciation Day, the 25th and the 30th? So I figured what better week to have my show is right here in Caliber. So
Caliber.
Thank you.
Celebrating those hairdressers, are we?
Oh my gosh. And you have, I don't know, if you were to count over the years, how many years have you been doing this?
Oh, we've been in, I've been doing hair for 30 years.
Okay. So how many?
23 of those, 24 of those in Reno.
Okay.
Yeah. And we've had Caliber Salon. This will be our 10th year anniversary here in Midtown.
Whoa. So over those years, just take a wild guess. How many hairstylists have you worked with, hired, the whole bit?
Oh.
Just take a guess. I don't know. 102? 200?
Well, I think we have a really great Reno hairdressing community overall.
So just name all of them.
So, so
there's hundreds here.
So, that doesn't make, the level of hairdressers that we impact, that we connect with, not just here at Caliber, which is, a great many, but many of them have gone on to open their own suites, our own salons, or,
I love it.
So.
Okay.
Yeah, 100, hundreds, I don't know.
I think there's more, but you know what? We're going to go take our break. We come back. I have a little surprise for Trace. We're going to introduce him, reintroduce him. I want to thank our sponsors. Hang tight, About Town Deb, Trace. We're at Caliber Hair and Makeup Studio, Midtown, Nevada in Reno. Hang tight. Be right back after the break.
Now more than ever, family matters, and Surratt Law Practice has your family in mind. Kimberly Surratt and her team have been helping maintain healthy families through their holistic approach to adoption and surrogacy, child custody, estate planning, and more for over 13 years. Your family law concerns are in caring hands with Surratt Law. Schedule your private consultation with a compassionate Surratt Law Practice team member today by calling 775-636-8200 or visiting lawyersforfamilies.com. Surratt Law, where family matters.
That'll be $73.11.
Do you have a charity that I can donate a buck to?
You just did.
But I didn't select any option.
It happened just by using your credit card. We recently changed our payment processing to Gratis Gives, who not only saves our company a ton of money on processing fees, but also donates a portion of every purchase to a participating local nonprofit.
Why doesn't every business do that?
If they switch to Gratis Gives like we did, they can.
Achieve real social change by contacting Gratis Gives at 855-464-7284 or online at gratisgives.com.
I spend a lot of time in the backyard, and I'm the center of attention at summer barbecues. In '96, I made some of the tastiest s'mores. And in '09, it was me, your backyard fire pit, that accidentally started a wildfire when a summer breeze carried one of my embers into some dry brush.
Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com, brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community. Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
What if I told you that a tornado was going to happen tomorrow, right where you live? That it would touch down at exactly 3:17 p.m., and I told you the exact path it would take. You would, of course, prepare. You would talk with your loved ones and you'd make a plan today. It's true, I can't tell you a tornado will strike tomorrow, but shouldn't you have a plan anyway? Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us.
She's out on the road and all over the web with a big smiling heart. It's About Town Deb.
My town, your town, or any town. This is About Town Deb presents City Talk. Now back to the show.
And welcome back to the second segment of City Talk. And I'm About Town Deb, your host, Debbie McCarthy, Trace M Benzley, Caliber. So as we mentioned in the first segment, the 25th and the 30th of 2021 is the National Hairstylist Appreciation Day. I'm just going to make it Appreciation Week, Appreciation Month, and year. Because as I said in the first segment, when Trace first met me, I was like, I don't know, a brunette. I was all kind of funky using box shampoo, whatever. I used stuff I shouldn't use. And Trace is like, I got to help this girl. So then I went from that color to blonde, but I'm really gray now, but he's keeping my blonde. And without having the perfect hairstylist who not only styles your hair, mentors you, listens to you. And I was reading a little bit about like what Trace is more. He's a speaker as well, guys. So Trace is a teacher, an educator, the same thing, a speaker, and he's committed. He's committed to the success of all of his people around him, not just his students, not just the trainees that are coming in, the hairstylists. I watched Trace work with the community, with others. So when I first asked him, how many people have you worked with hairstylists? He's like, wait a minute, it's not just here. It's in the community, and it's in your community. Hairstylists are the ones who you go to when you're like, hey, I need a change. What can I do? My roots are this or that's that. And they need to be able to look at you and listen to you and hear your story. And they need to be able to develop that relationship with you so they can help you become the best you can be. So if you look your best and you feel your best, you're going to shine. And that's what y'all do. So Trace is about consultation, communication, connection, and impact. So Trace, I know you mentioned how many years you've been doing this. A lot. So repeat that one more time. And then I would like you to tell me or tell our audience, how old were you, if you don't mind, when you first thought, this is what I want to do? And who like this? Would somebody like say, hey, I want to be like you? Or did you just do it? What was it like for you?
Well, for me, like I've been doing hair professionally, licensed for just over 30 years.
It's a long time.
So March was my 30th year anniversary. I grew up in this business. So, I mean, both my parents did hair.
I did not know that.
My parents met in beauty school. What? And, I didn't initially want to be I didn't know that I initially wanted to be a hairdresser, but I always loved being in the salon and being social and being around people. And my dad was very creative and a platform artist and a fantasy hair
when you
fashion
say
artist.
what do you mean by that? Like people, I don't. What's platform artist mean? What does that mean?
Platform artists are the ones that get up on stage and teach the craft.
Okay.
So I was just very fortunate to have those people, my parents, inspire me in that way. I graduated high school. I went to college for a little bit, and it wasn't really doing it for me. So I just, and you'll see this in all my presentations, everything that I do. I said to myself, if I have to work, remember, if I have to work,
okay,
40 hours a day or 40 hours a week, 8 hours a day,
40 hours a day
for the rest of my life, what can I do and enjoy it?
Wow.
What is that? And I just always remembered being in the salon with my mom and my dad and doing that and being creative. And I've always been a little bit of an artist. And so I, at that time I was living in Hawaii. I flew back from Hawaii and went to beauty school in Layton, Utah. So, yeah.
I still did not know your mom and dad both did that.
They did.
So how old were you when you first were like in the salon looking up at them going, oh my gosh, what are you doing?
Oh, I was probably 3 or 4, yeah. Pulling perm rods and clippies from hair rollers.
Do you remember?
And getting gum from the ladies, because the ladies always had treats.
So perm rods. Do you remember those?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely.
I know that my mom, when I was Nana and Papa, like I was like 7 years old, she would take me to the beauty salon. At that time, I'm a little girl sitting in a chair with the big hair dryers, and they perm my hair and curl it and tease it and all that. As a 7-year-old, who does that? Jeez.
Everybody got a perm in the 70s and 80s.
I know. Well,
Everyone.
I think it was more like the 60-somethings.
Oh.
I was way back then. But I remember going in the salon, and I know it's a weird question, but I remember the smell of that perm stuff. And I remember thinking, oh my gosh, how do you do it all the time? So you've seen a lot change. So what's changed from the time, let's go back to the time you were 3 or 4 watching your parents. And then you decide this is what I want to do. And now you are now. What's the progression you've seen over that time frame?
Oh, that's
a big deal.
The progression over that time. I mean, when I was young and I was going to the salons where my parents were doing hair, they had, these weekly clients where they would do weekly shampoo sets and perms and things like that. And so it was, updos and, just, weekly styles. And then it transitioned into a little bit more natural kind of hair and the Vidal Sassoon haircuts.
I actually remember that.
Haircuts were haircuts, and they all had names. The gypsy, the shag, you name it. They all had names. The 5-point, the firefly.
The fire? I don't remember the firefly. I know the shag and the gypsy. What's the firefly? I don't even know what that one is.
The firefly, the halo, then when we went to the Farrah Fawcett.
Okay. I actually was a little Farrah Fawcett at one
Then we
time.
had all of those kind of names for haircuts and things like that. And, the industry just evolved into, really great product lines and product hair care and lots of education for hairdressers that wasn't available before, just on a grander scale. And now, it's, salons like Caliber, with mentors like myself. We have other salons in town that do the same thing, that teach and train their stylists to really just be a cut above and, just want to express their self-expression, impact people's lives, do just great work. So I think the education has really evolved, and now, I mean, it's kind of funny. We're doing blowouts.
I know.
We have blow bars, which are now the weekly kind of hairdressing.
Like way back when.
Right.
So now it's
so people come in and get a blowout, and they'll wear their hair for 3 or 4 days.
Got it.
And that's kind of the new weekly.
That's actually, I would not have put that together.
Yeah. So when we talk about the evolution of how things, everything comes back some way. Everybody got perms back then. Are we doing perms again today? Yeah, we are doing perms again today.
Is it the same solution that smells?
There has been some up-leveling of the product, but some of the chemicals have to remain the same for them to do that kind of work. So
you do still so perm wise. I know it's
perms,
another odd question. I remember when I was in high school, all the guys got perms. It was like the hot guys had perms. Are you still seeing guys do perms?
Yeah,
really?
I'm actually seeing more guys do perms now than we are women.
What kind of perm? Are they doing like long perms?
No, like the short,
Really?
Kind of,
are you serious?
90s kind of feel. Yeah. Late 80s, early 90s kind of freedom hair.
Really?
Yeah.
So what other styles do you see coming back? Or going out?
Of course, of course, the new modern shag is back.
My last haircut, you gave me some layers. So is layers? I know I did my own hair today, so do not blame him or the team. No, I'm saying when you have layers, is that considered a shag, or what is layers considered?
Well, layers are just the release of weight out of a hair.
We all need to release So
exactly. So, different types of layers can be shag layers or just long interior layers or, yeah.
So the other thing is like, how many hours, now realistically, how many hours do you or your team can work a day on your feet? I want people to realize that you guys don't sit down very often. We need to appreciate that.
We don't. We have some, we have some 6-hour blocks here and 8-hour blocks, 10 hours. Sometimes those 10 hours go into 12. We try to manage, we try to be able to create options for our clients, manage expectations so that we understand that, some services are going to take an extended period of time and maybe we need to do those services over, more than one day. Because some of the services that we're doing today, if you see Instagram and all of those fashion colors and things like that, those can't be just redone and overdone in a day's time. There's a lot of processing that it takes. So, we try to manage our days to not be any longer than 10 or 12 hours at most. Okay,
10 or 12 hours is actually a very long day.
That is a long day.
When you're on your feet. We could all work 8 to 10 hours but you're actually sitting. You're sitting at a desk or you're out moving around. But when you're standing and your arms are continuously going and you're listening to people and you're focusing, that's a long day. And I feel like I don't think a lot of us appreciate that we may come in and it's a 5 o'clock appointment. You've been working since early in the morning and creating magic. And we come in at 5 o'clock like, hey, let's do this. Boom. And you've been working all day. So what I'm saying is you need to appreciate your hairstylist because.
Please appreciate your hairstylist.
Yeah, because they really do find the time. No, it's like they have a long day and we all have a long day, but they don't just, if something goes wrong, they will make sure when you leave, you're feeling good. So with that saying, before we're going to have another break, we want you to follow, what's your Facebook page? I know what it is, but they may not.
Facebook page, yes. Caliber Salon, Caliber Hair and Makeup Studio.
And your website?
www.calibersalon.com.
So we want you to go and we want you to tell us whether you're watching a replay or live, tell us what is your favorite style you've had? I know that I did have perms. Way back when. I don't want a perm now because I do love it when every now and then they do the straight look and I can't get it to do that. So I need to know the secret, but we want you to share what is your funkiest hairstyle you've ever had and tell us what you would like to have and tell us if you've been at Caliber, if you want to go, put in your name and contact and we'll get in touch with you. So it's About Town Deb with City Talk. Be right back in the next segment.
Saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do.
Know someone being bullied online? You can be a witness and make a difference by letting the world know it isn't cool and by letting your friend know you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. And they all have one thing in common. Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard, that's optional. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Allison is perfect. She'd never tell you that. She's humble and perfect. She likes everyone. She even likes her untidy roommate's weird guinea pig. Allison, wait, are you texting and driving? Allison, no. That's the exact opposite of what I was just saying about you. Why, Allison? Why? Texting and driving makes good people look bad. Visit StopTextStopRex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
We are live outside the home of Joe and Rosie Goddard, where a pretty big tickle fight broke out just minutes ago. Sources say their father instigated the laughter. Let's go inside for a comment. Apparently, they have no comment. Dads, let this be a reminder that it only takes a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio, take one.
Behold the angry giant.
Try it again, Alberto.
Behold the angry giant.
Perfect. Good luck tonight.
Behold the angry giant.
Yay! Read me another one, Dad.
This is WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Visit fatherhood.gov, brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Now more than ever, family matters, and Surratt Law Practice has your family in mind. Kimberly Surratt and her team have been helping maintain healthy families through their holistic approach to adoption and surrogacy, child custody, estate planning, and more for over 13 years. Your family law concerns are in caring hands with Surratt Law. Schedule your private consultation with a compassionate Surratt Law Practice team member today by calling 775-636-8200 or visiting lawyersforfamilies.com. Surratt Law, where family matters.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us.
You know that's what she said. Come on, let's have some fun with About Town Deb.
My town, your town, or any town. This is About Town Deb presents City Talk. Now back to the show.
And welcome back to City Talk. These darn masks. I'm trying to I don't know. It's crooked. Anyway, I'm just so grateful to be here. It's About Town Deb with City Talk. I am in Midtown in Reno, Nevada with Trace with Caliber Hair and Makeup Studio. And I had mentioned in the beginning, Trace and I go way back. So I have a little surprise for Trace. I have a little surprise for him. And we're going to share a little something. So watch the video and see how far we go back. So we're back. Trace. Did that bring back some memories?
Yeah.
I had
some
hundreds.
we would like to forget.
I have hundreds more. And I was trying to go and find, I couldn't find the very first one, which I know I found. I have 85,000 photos on my phone. And I was scrolling, trying to find them. But
that's awesome.
But it goes back to day one when Trace is always giving back to the community, doing fundraising. And it was a breast cancer fashion show. And we've said this before where it was my first time coming back and doing modeling and trying to get in the media field. And we had to say why it was important to us. And so I was blessed. I got picked and I got to get my hair and makeup done and do this crazy fashion show. And that's when I first met Trace. And from then on, he's like, hey, who's doing your hair? What's up? And he literally, the education part of what Trace taught me. And I was using, like I said, go into whatever department store, get whatever dye box was on sale. I used whatever shampoo that was the cheapest, and my hair showed it. It was brittle and dry, and it just didn't work. But I didn't know any different. So Trace is the kind of hairstylist and friend who will say, hey, this is what we need to do. We can cut your hair, we can style your hair. But if you're not taking care of it with the right product, no matter what I do, it's not going to work.
It's true.
So I listened. I threw out all my old stuff, the cheapest stuff, and I'm doing that with my skincare with Holland Rye as well. Threw out all my over-the-counter hand lotion I put on my face. So now I'm working on the face.
I love how we put hand lotion on our face.
I do, because I'm just trying to save money.
Right.
But it's not about that. It's about the right product. So Trace, number one, thank you for all you do, not just for me, all the clients. When I come in here, I see people I know. I love that. But you, education-wise, so you do a lot with Unite, and that's the product I use on my hair. And I could honestly say, if you went into my bathroom and I picked up the basket, it is all Unite. I can take a photo and prove it. I only use Unite. I take it with me when I travel. But you've done a lot with them. You've been in different fashion weeks. So tell us what it's like to live in Reno, be a hairstylist here, and get invited to go to New York in these different fashion weeks. Like we have a celebrity here. Tell us about that.
You're cute. That's so nice. I appreciate that. It's just been an evolution to my career. When I first went to beauty school, I just wanted to be the most professional hairdresser that I could possibly be. And with taking something like that on, I had to just continually process my ability to learn more and more and more about my craft, about the products that I use, ingredients, chemistry, science, physics, all of those kind of things that we have to learn to really do a great service behind the chair. And then it's the customer service. It's the ability to, treat people with kindness and compassion and impact their self-expression. So it has just been this evolution of learning my, 30 years in this industry. And, over the past, since like 2008, I think I did my first, I've worked for many product companies in the past. Unite has been the most recent. And, I'm not an educator for them. I am an ambassador for them now. Yes. I was an educator before. Now I am an ambassador for them. I do help with the Fashion Week team from Unite.
I love that.
And I've been doing Fashion Week since 2009. Our first Fashion Week was with Project Runway.
Yes.
The year of Christian Siriano. And I've just been able to network and work with different companies and do Fashion Week now in New York and now Paris.
Can you imagine our Reno, my magic guy here, New York and Paris?
These are the things. I mean, not every hairdresser wants to do this, right? Some love to just do bridal and some love to do photo shoots, and some just love the clients that they see behind their chair. And for me, Fashion Weeks are my creative outlet. Doing photo shoots are my creative outlet. They get me, they just get me that blood going and that energy going and that excitement to, think on your feet and do things really quickly and just make art.
It is art.
But, the other part of, the education is, what we're able to contribute and build a legacy around with all of the service providers that come through Caliber. And I get to be a mentor for as long as they choose. Mm-hmm. And, I just want to help revolutionize our industry to where we are more than just that beauty operator in that beauty salon, thinking. And I want these artists to really be able to, not only charge their worth, but understand how worthy they are of doing the work that they do for the education that they have received. They have an incredible skill set, incredible education, and, they get to make a really great living, by doing, performing services and helping other human beings.
So tell me what it was like your first time getting on that airplane, going to Fashion Week, whether it's in New York or Paris. What was it like to walk in there with all these amazing hairdressers and stylists and models? What did you feel like the first time?
Well,
Were you overwhelmed?
I wasn't overwhelmed. I was not necessarily overwhelmed because, there's a process to it. Like the first time you go to Fashion Week, you're going to be an assistant.
Okay.
Right? So you're going to hand people product, and you're going to learn combing, and you're going to hand them pins, and they're going to do the main work while you're holding hair, and you're seeing how the process is going, and how the build of the beginning, from hair to makeup, back to hair to wardrobe to the runway, how that all just blossoms in this chaos of a room, with 150 people, how that happens. So of course I was nervous because I want to do well.
Yeah, we all. I get nervous every show.
But what I learned. So if I can tell any hairdresser out there, the first thing you have to learn is to learn to be the best assistant you can be, to anticipate the need of the person that you're working with, right? So that you are there and ready to hand the hairspray when they need it, hand the comb when they need it, the clip, the pin, whatever that is. And once you are once you have developed the skill of being the best assistant you can possibly be, that carries right into your own work, because now you've anticipated the need for what you need to do next and how you need to apply services or color or foils or whatever it is you're doing behind the chair.
I kind of feel like when you go do that for the first time, like you said, you're leaving your environment where you are the one doing the main thing. And now you're going to go to New York for your first time, and you're the assistant.
And you're the assistant.
And you're humble.
But you're part of a team.
No, it's all about teamwork.
Yeah, it is this team.
I love that.
Humbled. When you say you are humbled.
You are.
Like,
but
you walk out of this, and you're like the king of your castle, and then
you go right into
Fashion Week, and now you're a pawn.
But we all need to be a pawn to learn to get to where we're going to go. It's like you got to not forget where you started.
Absolutely.
So when you go to Fashion Week, the very first time, you are at the bottom and you're learning, you're working your way up, like you're training people here. But now that you've done Fashion Week and gone to Paris, when we come back from break, I want to hear a little bit about what it's like as you've moved up the ladder. And now you've gone after so many years. What is it like being in Paris and New York? So we're going to take another quick break. It's About Town Deb with City Talk. I love being in Reno, Nevada, in Midtown, at Caliber Hair and Makeup Studio, where I become blonde. So stay tuned. It's About Town Deb with City Talk. And don't forget, be right back. About Town Deb.
Welcome to Calvin's Barbershop.
You all got to see this.
I don't even want to know what you're looking at on that phone.
Well, you should. I was learning about the dangers of high blood pressure and that we need to get ours checked regularly. High blood pressure can increase the risk of heart attack or stroke, but this text program can help keep it at a healthy range. Just text Barbershop to 97779 to sign up.
I'll get right on it as soon as I'm done with this baby panda video.
Text Barbershop to 97779. A message from the American Heart Association and the Ad Council.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. And they all have one thing in common. Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard, that's optional. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Okay, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. So mommy's going to teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes, right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops, the rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
How's it going?
I'm having a stroke.
Are you going to shake my hand?
I'm having a stroke.
Wow, you're not even moving your arm.
I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
The Storks are bringing me a baby brother. We can do this together.
All right,
let's go.
Storks know how to keep kids safe. Do you?
What?
Oh my gosh, you don't know.
I know.
You don't? Oh man, you laugh when you're uncomfortable.
No.
Making sure your child is in the right car seat is one of the steps to safer travel.
I will rock this.
You will rock this.
To know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size, visit safercar.gov/the right seat.
Cool. Very cool.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
That'll be $73.11.
Do you have a charity that I can donate a buck to?
You just did.
But I didn't select any option.
It happened just by using your credit card. We recently changed our payment processing to Gratis Gives, who not only saves our company a ton of money on processing fees, but also donates a portion of every purchase to a participating local nonprofit.
Why doesn't every business do that?
If they switch to Gratis Gives like we did, they can.
Achieve real social change by contacting Gratis Gives at 855-464-7284 or online at gratisgives.com. You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us.
Ready to help from her toes to her head. Just give her a shout. Call About Town Deb.
My town, your town, or any town. This is About Town Deb presents City Talk. Now back to the show.
And welcome back to the final segment of City Talk. And I'm About Town Deb, Debbie McCarthy, your host. And again, I am at Caliber Hair and Makeup Studio with M Benzley, my superstar. I'm telling you, if you could have seen the patience this man's had with me, because I could be a little bit, persnickety.
We're all a little persnickety.
But it's okay, because at the end of the day, I feel loved and I'm honored and I'm blessed to be. Even when I'm frustrated, I could come in here, be having a crazy day, and Trace's team they kind of know when you're having a crazy day, and they kind of like, okay, what's up? So not only are you a hairdresser, you're a therapist, and you have good ears and you listen. And I got to tell you, one of the clients just walked out while we were on break, and she made a really good comment. She said, Trace always knows what to say, and he knows something about every client. And that's a big deal. Seriously.
It is a big deal.
And so we all appreciate that. And to find a hairstylist and a team that know how you're feeling and know how to judge your day and be able to make you leave and feel better than when you came in, not just your hair, but your soul. So I want to thank you for that.
Yes.
So now that I've given him more kudos, I really want to go back to New York and Paris, because that was pretty cool. So we've talked about day one and year one. I think you said almost 12 years you've been doing Fashion Week. What is it? What is it like on year 11 or 12? How do you feel now? What is it like to get on a plane, go to Paris or New York, and work your magic? And who have you met? Who's inspired you the most?
Oh, geez.
This is a big deal, folks. Okay.
I could name names of some amazing designers and hairdressers and. And I don't know if your audience would really know. Tadashi Shoji is a Japanese designer, and I've been able to work with him, with my friend Kevin Ryan, who is an international session stylist. Does Vogue, covers for Vogue and Elle, and I've been able to work with him and Frank Rizzieri, and they've just taught me so many, just wonderful techniques. But I work with them on Tadashi on that show many times, and Tadashi is just the kindest designer. Sometimes we think like they're just gonna be these rude people, and he just comes in and he thanks the whole team for helping him make this show go the way it's supposed to, right? And team, because it takes every part of that. So Kevin Ryan, Gary Baker, hairdresser, amazing, been a great mentor to me over the years, and especially through Unite. But there's hundreds of hairdressers. There are. I have friends in Germany and New York and Puerto Rico. Colorado, New York. Just everywhere where these teams come from. And, we're just able to work and share and learn from each other. And 12 years ago, I was just an assistant and handing pins. And today I get to help train our runway team.
That's pretty cool.
I get to, this is how we do a ponytail. I know you don't think that a ponytail is a challenging thing to do.
It is.
But it's the most challenging thing to do for
Can
runway.
we do a ponytail?
So, learning these little tips and tricks, so that you can do a beautiful, sleek, catwalk ponytail is amazing, right? And to be able to train people how to do that
is pretty cool.
And for one of your mentors to say, "Hey, Trace, will you show them how to do that ponytail?" That, that's when you know that you've stepped up that rung of the ladder, So, it's great. And I mean, there's moments when I get to jump in and I still get to be the best assistant I can be. And that's great because it's part of that team and getting the show on the runway. And then, the next part is, when, one of your lead mentors says, "Hey, Trace, you go take this section of models and you're going to, be managing this part of the hair." And, and you get to do that. You get a lead,
Wow.
Yeah, it's freaking cool. It's amazing.
So when you got invited to Paris, what was that like? That's like, New York's pretty cool, but Paris, that's really going over the top. What was that like?
Well, each fashion week. So Fashion Week lasts for just a little bit over a month.
That's a long time.
Yeah, and it begins in New York. So New York kicks off Fashion Weeks every season. The seasons are February and September. So twice a year Fashion Weeks happen. They kick off in New York. From New York, they go to London. From London, they go to Milan, to Italy. And from Italy, they go to Paris. So Paris finishes off, and, I mean, there's always a big rival. I mean, like, I don't know. I think London and Milan kind of sit in the middle and they just watch New York and Paris fight it out, because, New York thinks that, they're the greatest fashion industry of the world. And Paris, they're like, well, we began Fashion Week and, we're the oldest and, the longest running Fashion Week. But, getting to Paris it's really like, it's like the cherry on top.
I love it.
It just is.
But to be invited to Paris Fashion Week.
To be invited.
And to represent Reno, Nevada.
To go and work for a team. And that, those leaders of those teams say, "Hey, we want you to come to Paris with us." Yeah, absolutely.
That's a big deal.
You feel like you have arrived a little bit, and you do give yourself a little pat on the back for doing all the work that you've done to get there.
I love it.
Because it takes a lot.
But the cool thing is, whether Trace is in Paris or whether he's in New York or when he's right here, he's Trace. There doesn't, I mean, maybe I would love, one of these days I'm going to go to one of those with him and that's going to be amazing. And we'll be live in Paris. I'm just going to throw it out there or New York. Because you have to just throw it. It's like manifesting.
Yeah,
last year it was really close. I really wanted to. And being in Fashion Week. So what made you decide? He has on Fridays when you come in here. Tell us about what's your Friday theme here.
So I believe in Fabulous Fashion Friday, Fab Fash Friday, hashtag Fab Fash Friday. It's just, I mean, really, it's just a day that we can step it up and we can really, put out our own individual self-expression and really just, dress however makes us just feel like we're the coolest people on the planet. And, I just designed that because I believe that Casual Friday ruined our culture.
I like that.
I believe that, like when we stopped dressing and stopped caring at some level, it hit us in the heart of humanity. And I do believe that,
I agree.
And, when we don't care about how we present every day, we don't care how we dress or, when we don't care, then who else is going to care? And I care. I love Fab Fash Friday.
Well, but I think Trace is fashionable every day. So tell us about your shoe thing. Everywhere, Trace always puts a thing on Facebook. Where am I? Are you have a shoe fetish or what?
Where my feet are, yeah.
Where's his feet?
Yeah, where my feet are. Well, I do love shoes, and I probably have a problem and could use a 12-step program just around shoes. No doubt about that. But so yeah, my where my feet are really is just about the incredible places that I get to go in my life. Because of I haven't always been in the most greatest places in my life. And for the last 15 years, I've been able to, really evolve. And, you know, so when my feet set down in some amazing place and I'm accomplishing something, you know, I want to, I mean, you know, or I mean, whether it be a trip that I get to accomplish or a Paris or, you know, I mean, whatever. I mean, you know, this is an experience that I get to have, and that's where my feet are. And so I just post about where my feet are with a pair of fabulous shoes, or maybe it's just my pedicure even.
So I'm telling you, Trace. And so when we do photo shoots, Trace is not just the hairstylist. We throw him in as a stylist for clothes as well. He can do it all. And you can tell by when you come in here, Trace is always looking dapper and snazzy. And so, Trace, if you could tell somebody one thing that is thinking, you know, I want a new hairstyle, I'm not feeling good, what would you tell them to make them feel like it's time to come in and get a consultation?
Oh, wow. That's
a tricky one.
Yeah, that's a tricky one. No, I mean, I think you want to find a stylist that's going to talk to you inside the world of consultation, and really book that time that says, hey, this is what I'm discovering about you. This is what I'm discovering about your hair. This is what I'm discovering about your needs and your wants. And, you know, let's make a plan to do that.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, let's make
I
a
love
plan.
it. So website again to make your plan.
www.calibersalon.com.
Or just follow About Town Deb or Trace or Caliber on Facebook, because I always have photos of, I'm here a lot. So follow me. You're going to follow my hairstyles. Don't worry. I did this one, not them, because I was running late today. But I also want to tell you, you can find me this Saturday, May 1st at Renaissance, my first official wine pouring at a hotel.
Right.
And Crystal Basin, thank you. Nevada Sunset's going to have their bubbles there, because you know I have to combine all of us. And Dorinda's Chocolate's going to be there. So I just want to say thank you. And next week, we're going to be highlighting our Nevada, how do you say that? Nevada Veterans Memorial, because that's important too. So it is About Town Deb on location, Midtown Nevada, Caliber Hair and Makeup Studio with the amazing Trace, who is taking care of me for so many years, and I'm so grateful. And I know we're going to reach even greater heights in Paris, in New York. So stay tuned for next week's show.
Thanks
About
for
Town
having
Deb.
me.
I love you. Come get your hair done.